Hiya everyone. I thought I'd just snip on to share with you my thoughts on this, the Mindful Tarot. Now, if a lot of you know me anyway, which you do, I do practice mindfulness and compassion and meditation and all things like that. So I thought I would get this and see what I thought of it, really. First of all, it's by Lisa, I hope I'm saying this properly, Freinkel, Tishman, PhD. Really, really lovely book. Really, really nice. It's published by Llewellyn. It's big. It's 312 pages. It's also got a list of the works that she consulted in doing this book, in writing this book. So you've got a list there. You have got, there's a little feather there. I spoke to my good friend today, Patsy, from Two Paths Tarot. We were talking the other day about angels, excuse me. And we were talking about, you know, when you suddenly see a little feather. I sat this morning, got something in my eye, I think that's a bug. And I sat under my umbrella in the garden. It's really, really hot here. And I checked before, because I don't like spiders. And I checked to make sure there weren't no spiders hanging under this big umbrella. I sat there and I was having my coffee and I was looking through, you know, my messages and things. And this feather, little, there it is. Show you a bit closer. Just came down from the middle of the umbrella and landed on the table. And I was like, hello angels. But yeah, back to the book anyway. I've gone off on a tangent again, like I normally do. This is about basically how to bring mindfulness into your readings, how to, because sometimes we can look at them and we ask, you know, the question, why am I, you know, what's the matter with this situation? Why am I so angry? I don't know, you know, what answer is there for me being so angry? And you know, you might get up a card like the Seven of Swords, you know, which will say, the Seven of Wands, sorry, which will say, you know, you need to stick up for yourself. You need to, you know, stand up, you know, go for it, confront that person. But like in here, it tells you a different way of looking at it. So for instance, I've got, I will put my bit in as well as hers, because I find it easier. This is the Rackham Tarot that I'm sure you've all seen, and this is the Seven of Wands. Now, you know, if you look at that, you see someone, a person standing there, and there's a big giant, or, you know, a bigger problem than what they're facing, or what they think they're facing. An adversary. Now that can be in any way whatsoever, couldn't it? It could be, you know, oh bloody hell, I've got a problem with the washing machine. That could be your big problem that day. Now you can stand there as much as you want and argue with the washing machine, but that ain't going to fix it. You know, the problem isn't the problem, it's what's underneath the problem. That's my words, not out of the book, so don't go blaming her for anything that may sound a bit crazy or off the wall. But the problem isn't the problem, that's what's underneath. So, you know, if you're going to go waltzing up, or to face something that's bigger than you, and something that you can't control, in instance other people's opinions of you, what other people might say about you, and what other people feel about you, you can't control them, so you can't stand up for things like that. You know, the only thing you can do is respect their opinion, their thoughts, their feelings. Hey ho, You know, it is what it is. You can't control that. You can't control people, places or things. So, you know, you might think, oh hell, that's confrontation, I've got to stand my ground. And you might think it's just aimed at a person. But it's not always standing your ground against a person. You could be standing your ground or changing your mindset, you know? If you're stuck in a place where you think, you know, oh yeah, hell, and you're going to argue with everybody or everything that is red, that colour you're seeing is red. Well, that might not be. Someone else might see it as pink or cerise or scarlet, you know? But anyway, that's me. What are you fighting for? You know, is that really that important? Whatever you're standing up for, is it going to change your life in bloody sweating? Is that going to change your life in a good way? You know, if you're going out and you're standing your ground about, I don't know, parking space outside, it could be somebody's parked in your space. You know, aside from the fact that they might pay their road, that they're paying their road tax as well, and that's a public road. You know, you can all think, oh, for Christ's sake, I've got all that washing in the back there, and I've got to get that out of that car. And how dare they park in my space? That person comes out, you stand your ground, do you know that's my parking space, blah, blah, blah. Where's it going to get you? Are they going to move that car? Maybe not. You know, maybe they're not. Whereas, you know, if you go around and, change your mindset. Change the way you're thinking. You know, oh, okay, they've parked there, but it's not my road. They might have things that they've got to get out of their car as well. You know, they might have children they've got to get out of their car. They might have somebody who can't walk properly. They might be dropping in to visit somebody who's poorly. You know, we don't know these things. You know, what are you fighting for? What are you standing up for? What are you defending yourself for? Do you need to? You know. But that's mine. Anyway, it says in here, she's got one here. It says, from the standpoint of the Mindful Tarot, the Seven of Wands invites us to consider what the high ground in this battle might entail. What are we fighting for? How are we doing it? Does compassion guide us? Will our actions make changes? Or will they burn the world to ash? Can we stand our ground without turning our back? You know, it's just a different way to look at it. And if you look deeper, you know, it looks to me like he's saying, whoa, hang on a minute. You know, if you'd have explained that to me properly, things would be different. You know, he's putting up his hands, he's surrendering. You know, sometimes what we stand up for, or what we're defending ourselves against, is something that we don't really know anyway. We haven't bothered to look deep enough to see why that is. You know, why has that person got a problem with me? You know, sometimes, hey, they just don't like it. It is what it is. You know, it's a horrible saying. I hate that saying, it is what it is, because that isn't. You can change it. We can't control other people, unfortunately. Well, I don't think I'd want to anyway. But yeah, so that's that. I'm waffling again. And this one is, where is it? Oh, you've got the right bloody page now, isn't it? No, I was going to tell you something else. And no, it's not there. But yeah, you know, and it's in here. She does various sorts of different exercises, breathing exercises, how to focus before you do tarot, and to take that, you know, if you're doing a daily pull. And oh, this is really good. She does a I don't know what you'd call it really. When you've got initials for something, what they stand for, I can't bloody remember what the word is. But she says she does a daily pull, and her daily pull is like her daily spread yeah? And her pull stands for pause, unknowing, looking and leaning in, which I thought was really cool, because she obviously, you know, you go deeper into it than just looking at it and think, oh shit, I need to defend myself. You know, could be defending your actions. Something you've said could have upset somebody. Or you could have messed up that washing machine by overloading it. You know, said my husband, oh hell no, I didn't put all that in there. Weren't me. You know, is that right? And she goes through every single one of the cards like that. For instance, she's got here the Two of Swords, and she says, as a meditator, I am often reminded that the Two of Swords is all about the air, about the breath. Indeed, the two-ness of the Two of Swords matches the duality of our respiration. Breathe in, breathe out. We breathe in the air of life, and the body lifts and fills towards the sky. We breathe out, and the body empties and sinks. A function of the air grounds us, dropping us back to the earth, rising and falling. And as a basic psychological level, the mere activity of breathing of breathing and releasing activates the parasympathetic nervous system. A few deep breaths calms our stressed out nerves. Breathing in and out calms us. With the Two of Swords, we're at the heart of calm. Where is it? The suit is less about knowledge and simply more about judgment. The blindfolded figure with her sword tips aloft looks a lot like Lady Justice and her balance scale. Instead of an impasse or ignorance, this card possibly depicts a dispassionate impartiality. The ancients spoke of a state called ataraxia, the serenity that arises when we suspend judgment. Ataraxia emerges when we let go of certainty and rightness, when we simply allow ourselves to flow with the ups and downs of experience, like our breath flows in and out. In those moments of even-handed calm, the world can no longer betray or surprise us, nor can we any longer inflict harm in the name of our righteous ways. Perhaps it's for this reason that Aleister Crowley, creator of the Thoth Tarot, called this card peace. You know, because if you look at her face in this one, I'll put it a bit closer. She doesn't look stressed. You know, to me, she doesn't look stressed at all in that. And I think that, you know, the moon's out. Is she reflecting? You know, she's calm in the moon. Everything's quiet. Everything's still. That gives you a real good time to reflect, to think upon what's happened during the day. You know, what's affected you, what have you enjoyed, what have you not enjoyed so much, you know, and if you haven't enjoyed it so much, what can you change so that you do enjoy it next time? You know, it says, and here, now this one I got out also from the Rackham Tarot. Sorry about the glare. It's the Five of Pentacles. And that's the RWS. Five of Pentacles. Now, before I read, I won't read what's in that one. But I'm going to say what I think, yeah? I think that the Five of Pentacles is our own way of expressing our dissatisfaction or feeling of helplessness or isolation, the feelings of being shut out, the feelings of being excluded, sometimes by things that we can't control ourselves. You know, sometimes life takes us on that wheel that things are gonna turn. not so good for a little time. But, you know, you always get through it. You always find that resilience. You always find that way. Now here, you know, she's there. She looks like the crone to me. And she's walking along on her own in her clothes. But through that archway there's a boat. So she's got a means of escaping the situation that she's in. You've always got a way of change. There's always someone who can help you. Always. You know, you might feel so desolate that you don't know which direction to go in. And to me, that boat's beckoning her, come on. You know, get in. We'll go somewhere else. There's always someone who can help you, however alone you may feel. There's, you know, to me, it's not about that card. I mean, you could look at it and you can think, oh, Christ, you know. Excuse my language, but the shit's hit the fan. You know, my life's pants and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what way to turn. I don't know this and that. But I'm sitting there and just thinking about that all the time. I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know this. I don't know that. Ask for help. You know, if you're that unsure, ask for help. Change the direction. It's the only way that things will change. My perspective. Okay, she says, two figures subject to the full force of the natural environment rely solely on their frail and mortal bodies. And that's the RWS. Snow, cold, injury. The Five Pentacles illustrates helplessness in the face of nature. Yet at the same time, this card demonstrates that there's nothing natural about such helplessness. As Waite tells us, the two figures are mendicants, beggars. Excuse me. Their lack of material resources, their subjugation, don't know what it means, to the natural world, arises ironically within the economic context of a world made by humans. This is the world that King Midas, the miser from the Four Pentacles, has built. A world of scarcity and fear, seen from a different perspective. The mendicants walk past the church, its window glowing with warmth and the promise of sanctuary, but the church door is closed. The institution provides solace, but apparently not for them. Instead, the card depicts a hierarchy of inside versus outside, haves and have-nots. There's nothing particularly natural about these hierarchies. How do we care for ourselves and each other? The Pentacles explores our place in nature, the world of humans and the world of nature. The Five of Pentacles asks that we explore this oxymoron. Our natural frailty requires that we find ways of being more humane and more human. We need to connect with each other and with this great blue-green marble of earth. We need to feel community. The Five points to sorrow that comes when community shuts the door. And to me, that's when you're feeling left out, when you're feeling excluded. But there's other doors. If you walk along a street, unless you live right out in the country and you're the only house, there's other doors. If you look into a phone book, there's other organisations. If you go on YouTube, there's other channels. You know, if some don't make you feel happy, don't make you feel content, make you feel worthless, make you feel not good, don't watch. And with all that waffling, I hope you enjoyed this. That was only going to be a quick one, but there you go. I've been talking and yapping and talking again, ain't I? And again, that's the book. And it is absolutely, in my opinion, fantastic. Enjoy, people. I hope you're all enjoying the weather. I hope you're not too hot. Take care. Take care of each other. And I'll see you soon. Bye.